Okay. It's time for a bonus question. Jonas bonus. Extra tall content. All right. So, the bonus question is from Christopher Anderson.
Rogue Squad 2.
Yeah. Anderson. I just always think of The Matrix.
The Matrix is coming back, so he's going to be hearing a lot of that.
I'm so sorry. Maybe I'm the one that made that happen in the universe, like me saying this over and over again. Just brought it back.
Make Matrix.
What?
Make Matrix 4 happen. They're like, okay.
All right. We got nothing to do. Keanu's like, sure.
Wow.
So, back to the question. The question is, will we see in the Kenobi series a cameo of Force Ghost Qui-Gon teaching Obi-Wan about life after death, or meetings with Yoda discussing the potential of Luke and Leia? James, I'm going to start with you. Do you think we're going to see either of these things, Qui-Gon or Yoda?
Yeah, definitely. I think the Qui-Gon thing has got to be like a lock. I don't know, man. Like, I know everybody knows I'm not like super on board with this, but I'm like, of the stuff that I normally hear people talking about, it is like these conversations with Yoda and Qui-Gon that people want to see. So I feel like if they're going to deliver on an Obi-Wan series, like this has got to be part of it. So
Right. John?
So this is where it gets tricky with me, because the from a certain point of view is allegedly canon, but it's like very like hokey in some areas, and I think it's like one of those things where they're like, yeah, it's canon, you know,
Ish.
because they already had the discussion about Yoda and Obi-Wan talking about the Skywalker child, and Obi-Wan's talking about Luke, but Yoda really meant Leia the whole time. So they had that discussion, but I think it could happen again because a lot of people probably haven't read that book. And let's not forget that Yoda is still alive at this point, so you don't have to do Force Ghost Yoda. You can actually have him go visit Yoda on Dagobah.
Mm-hmm.
And that would make sense where Obi-Wan's like, you will go to the Dagobah system. It's a little muddy, but you'll learn from Yoda, the Jedi Master who taught me. And his stew is a little disgusting, you know?
Are you getting ready for the Who Are You game?
I don't know, maybe. And then the Qui-Gon thing, like we talked about on the podcast when James was in Batu, Lacey, you know, Liam Neeson is not, you know, winning Academy Awards these days. He's doing the Commuter 8 where he's stopping a train again, and like he will come back.
16.
And he's
taken her again.
Yeah, just I have a lot of skills still. But
still
I have a couple more.
Liam Neeson's like one of those guys who always looked like he was 48 years old, and like they don't have to do too much to make him look like how he looked when he died. You put the wig on him, do a little, you know, touch up, and bang, there's Qui-Gon right there. So I think, like James said, I think that's a guarantee. So I think you're going to get a lot of this, and it will help them to, you know, weave a story with Obi-Wan on a long scale of 6 to 8 hours where it doesn't just feel like we're just doing this just to do it. It will enrich the character and help us see the future of Obi-Wan in a new light, especially like A New Hope and how he talks to Luke and stuff like that.
You know what I noticed? We did a character discussion on Palpatine, and then we found out that he was coming back, so we reopened it. But our first character discussion was Obi-Wan.
We may have to bring that back too. Yeah. Well, how many have we only done 2 character discussions?
Technically 3, because we did Palpatine again, didn't we?
I don't think
we did it like again. As a whole character discussion. So
we should do a Han Solo discussion so that they bring back Solo and do another Solo project. I don't know, Lacey. What do you think?
I think we talked about this a lot on the episode last week.
We didn't get into Yoda a lot, though.
We didn't. I'm saying like of the potential of who could show up. I think Qui-Gon's a given. Yeah, of course. They're gonna have to explain how he's able to become one with the Force and talk to people and whatnot. I think Yoda is probably the coolest thing for me. If they go back to Dagobah with the whole set and the puppet and Frank Oz, like I am 3,000% on board. Like that is not that I wasn't already, but
you love it 3,000.
Yeah, I love Yoda. So I would love to see the puppet again. And I think they could do some really cool things with that.
You know, supposedly in that book, Qui-Gon shows up in the flesh.
That's crazy. What is that, James?
This?
This is a windscreen holder?
It's something for a camera for better focus.
Just casual.
Yeah, just hanging out. It's broken actually, but no, he shows up in the
Yeah,
flesh.
Qui-Gon.
Hey, you know, came back in the flesh a little bit.
So-
It's just the way you were leaning back. You were like, yeah, so like Qui-Gon shows up.
After reading that, and I know it's just like a footnote in a book or whatever, but it does make me think that if they canonized the idea and they okayed and they said that's cool, you can do that a Force Ghost was able to get better at the process. I wonder if, debatable, but Luke Skywalker, the greatest Jedi of all time, so says George Lucas. I wonder if he would be able to come back in a stronger way, you know what I mean, than just like a blue tint. And
That's
are
a
you
good
going to see Mark
question.
Hamill more in the flesh? But we're not talking about that. We are talking about Qui-Gon, and at the time that this is happening, Qui-Gon within canon has also shown up in flesh. So this, like, if Luke shows up and he's he's like a fully fleshed out person almost, then Qui-Gon actually coming back, like not as a Force Ghost, but as a, Force person. I don't know. What do you want to say?
Maybe Qui-Gon
Also
showed them
seems
about
possible.
Force projection.
What?
Maybe Qui-Gon then shows him about Force projection, like what Luke does in The Last Jedi.
Qui-Gon shows that to Luke, or Qui-Gon
Or shows that to Obi-Wan. Yeah.
And then Obi-Wan would have to teach Luke later. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe. But I get the feeling that Luke learned that on his travels.
Yeah, probably. You're probably right.
So maybe Hamill was just like being a decoy or bluffing and saying, "Oh, I get to come back with a curtain call because I get to be a Force Ghost." When in reality, he's going to be like, "I'm back. Here I am."
Well,
It
I
takes
still
away
think
from
that they
everything
would
I
say
agree.
that that's a Force Ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think like he filmed the scenes, and even if he knew he was showing up like in the flesh, he would still probably be like, "Well, yeah, but I'm a."
Wouldn't
Force
that be kind of
Ghost,
crazy
not
though
live.
if he did a scene where he does appear to Kylo and Kylo just assumes that he's a projection again and he reaches out, he's looking away and distracted and he reaches out and he actually touches him.
That is nuts. That would be nuts.
Yeah.
And
They
then
did
Luke,
kind of
like,
set it up because with Kylo with the water,
Yeah.
and then Rey and him touching. So I mean, they've.
Yeah.
You know what I'm glad is disappeared? The whole like, I hope he comes back and haunts Kylo. He's like a really annoying ghost that's following him everywhere and bothering him all the time. I hate that. Oh,
I said that.
such like, what is this? Like, is this an SNL skit? Like, that's funny. That's a great SNL skit.
I could see it being funny, and I could also see it being not funny, depending on how they do it.
Yeah, sure. They could. No, I don't know. I was gonna say, yeah, sure. You could do anything. Like, you could make anything serious and not funny. But I don't know, man. It's so.
What do we think guest wise? Do we think Christopher is on board with both of these situations, and that's why he pitched it?
I don't know. I think so. I think he wants
I would
it.
assume.
Yeah.
I think most people are like, oh, what's he gonna do anyway? You know what I mean? He's sitting in the desert. He's communicating with his old master and Yoda, the only other Jedi around.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Mm.
Christopher, thank you for your question. Guys, keep a lookout for our next Jonas bonus.
Let us know if we nailed it or not.
Nailed it. Bye.
Bye.